Welcome back to the series where we talk about my life while trying to get to level 256 in Pac-Man.
Hey, I'm here to talk about the video games. I'm surprised I haven't started talking about this sooner. But let's start where I started with my video game career, I guess, on the 3DS. So I got a 3DS when I was like pretty young, actually, like 5 or 6, and that was my first gaming thing that I ever got. And the first game I ever played was Monkey Ball 3D, which is it was an impossible game for me, but I didn't really care. It was something I could press a button and it would do a thing. I could move a thing. Anyway, I don't think I was actually very good, but I still played it. And then that was my first gaming experience, was with Monkey Ball, and yeah, I don't really remember much about it, to be completely honest. I also had this other game back then, Scribblenauts. I think that's a decently popular game, but I had Scribblenauts on the 3DS, which was one of the reasons I had an incredible vocabulary as a child. I had a head start in English stuff, because I played that game a lot. It's also the game that taught me that sword is spelled S-W-O-R-D, not S-O-R-D. It's really strange. But yeah, I really enjoyed Scribblenauts as well. I especially liked the make your own level thing. I think that game was also the game that really got me into the make your own level stuff in video games, which is why I really love Mario Maker, but we'll get to that probably. There were other games on the 3DS that I remember really liking. One of Mario and Luigi Dream Team. I loved that game. Man, again, I don't really remember much about it except the bunches of Luigis you have in Dream World. And I think that might have been one of the first games I actually fully completed front to back, maybe? Or it might have been New Super Mario Bros. 2, but one of those two. One of those Mario games is one of the first I ever beat. Some other notable games that I had on the 3DS was Animal Crossing. I had Animal Crossing early, Tomodachi Life, Smash Brothers, New Super Mario Bros. 1, not the second one. Paper Mario Sticker Star, I guess. Yeah, I had a lot of games like that. And well, as the years went on, I still used my 3DS was pretty much my main go-to whenever we were traveling in the car. That's the thing I would use, was the 3DS. We're going on a trip, I would play whatever the heck I wanted, I guess, whatever I was playing at the time that I was into. And then we got the Wii. We had the Wii, and we played a lot of what was it? Well, the Wii Sports Resort. That was pretty much the main game on there. And I also remember that I played Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and I think that was the game that really got me into the Legend of Zelda series. I originally really just wanted to play it because it was a teen game, and I was like 10 or 11 whenever I started playing it, and I felt really mature playing a teen game, because it's like, whoa, I shouldn't be playing this. I'm 2 years too young. Again, I don't really remember much about Legend. There's a lot of my early video gaming memories I don't remember much about, but I do remember enjoying Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and I did beat it. In fact, it was one of the few games that I remember I looked up the pieces, where of all the pieces of heart were. And I also remember being really prideful that I never had to look up any of the main puzzles in the game, not even the one that led up to the Master Sword, which I definitely bragged to my friend who was also playing it at the time. I bragged about it to them, and they were like, "No," because they used a guide for that Master Sword puzzle. But yeah, there's also the block sliding puzzles I remember being a little tricky, but also the ball and chain. I don't remember what you use the ball and chain for, but that was really random. I kind of want to play that game again, actually. It's one of the two games that I'm thinking about replaying right now. is Legend of Zelda and another game. But yeah, those are like the two big memories I have of the Wii was Wii Sports Resort and Legend of Zelda. Oh, and there was another game that it wasn't DDR, but we had a floor mat for like an adventure game or something. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure we have it, but I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. We had that too. Then I got the Wii U a lot of years later, and I was not sure if I was actually going to get the Wii U. We waited like 2 or 3 years after it had come out before we got it. I was like, I don't know if I really want this, but I decided to eventually get it, and I loved that Wii U. In fact, that might have been like the console that I played the most as a kid, more than, I don't know, actually probably my 3DS I played the most, but I don't know if that counts as a console, but definitely the Wii U, if you don't count the 3DS. I played a lot of games, trying to think of the big games. I played Smash Brothers U on there. I played Paper Mario Color Splash, Wind Waker HD, Breath of the Wild, last first party game on the Wii U. There's a lot of games, and it was around the time that when we got the Wii U that I started getting serious about like sitting down and finishing games, because it really hadn't been a big deal if I had finished a game or not before then. But then I decided, I rarely ever pay for games, which sounds bad, but I usually waited until my birthday or Christmas for my parents to get games. But yeah, I decided that if I were gonna get them, I would put my time into them. I would make it worth the money. Yeah, I played the heck out of video games on the Wii U. In fact, the only game... Oh! Super Mario 3D World! How could I forget about that one? I love that game! Oh my gosh! I was about to skip right over that. But Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, oh my gosh, I love that game. Top 3 Wii U games on there. I don't really have a list prepared, but it's definitely up there on top 3. Man, I love that game. The cat power-up, the charm... It was good. I don't really want to go into detail right now since I'm kind of on a time crunch, but yeah, I love that game. There's another game, Captain Toad. I really enjoyed that game. I never technically completed both of those games, actually, Captain Toad and Super Mario 3D World, because Super Mario 3D World, I got to Champions Road, and I kept trying on and off for a year for Champions Road, but I could never beat it. It's still left unfinished as I talk. I might come back to it later for a YouTube video or something, kind of like what I'm doing for Mega Man 9. I don't know if that video will come out by the time this video comes out, but I'm working on a video for Mega Man 9. Anyway, yeah. And also Captain Toad's final level, the giant Mummy Me maze or whatever. I haven't beaten that one either, and I think that's technically what I consider the final level. And I haven't beaten that one either, which I tried on and off for a year, same year. Or maybe year after that, I don't know. We're at the 10-minute mark, so the biggest game, in fact, on the Wii U. Oh, there's also, on the Wii, before I continue, we also had Infinity, which was a money sucker, but anyway, we had Infinity. I remember playing that too. Anyway, Wii U, the biggest game on there was Super Mario Maker. I loved that game to death. And like I mentioned before, Scribblenauts, that game sort of was the first game that really got me into making your own levels or that sort of stuff. And I played other games like that had that capability, and it always impressed me. Like, even on online computer games or whatever you play in the computer lab, Super Mario 63, I don't know if you know what that is, but that was a Flash game I played a lot in computer lab. It had its own make your own levels, and I messed around with that more than I probably played the actual game of Super Mario 63. Which I will not go into detail about that Flash game because I'm gonna, again, a time crunch, so I'm gonna get through the big parts. But yeah, Super Mario Maker was the biggest game ever. It's still my favorite game as of right now, hands down. even though Super Mario Maker 2 is probably better in a lot of ways, you know, it's just something that it can't be, because Super Mario Maker was the original. It has the nostalgia factor for me. It has, you know, I love that game to death. I love that game to death. It's not like it's out of commission or something. Although they did make it so you can't upload any more levels on Super Mario Maker 1. You have to live with the levels on there, which is fine, I guess. It had been like what, 5-10 years now? Not 10. It's been like 6-7 years. But I love that game. In fact, that was the game that got me into YouTube. To see the video you're watching right now. If you go all the way to my first video, it's of me doing a level I made about Goombas, right? Yeah, Goombas. Galoombas, to be specific. Man, I love that game. I even had recordings on my DS, my 3DS, going back to that, because it had a camera function. And I had like prototype YouTube videos on there, in which I would just play the levels that I made, using my 3DS camera to record me playing it and commentating over it. I love that game. I love Super Mario Maker. I've even gone back, even after I got Super Mario Maker 2, I've gone back just to play that. Although, I'd say I haven't played it as much as I did when I first got it. I still love that game so much. Then moving back to the 3DS, this is the time where we're at the time where I started actually wanting to finish games. So I took the games that I had a while back or whatever and never finished, and started kind of like playing them one-on-one to get the full experience out of them. I went back and beat Paper Mario Sticker Star on the 3DS. I started grinding the Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, which is actually a really fun game that I used to play with my brother and my cousin. But ever since I beat it, I honestly haven't played it. But that was a fun game, even if it was a little annoying that you had to have three players to do it, because there was never 3 people around that wanted to play it, at least. I went back and beat Super Monkey Ball 3D. I went back and beat a bunch of games, like Mario Kart DS had a story mode, by the way, and I beat that. I beat Yoshi's New Island. But yeah, I had beaten a lot of different games, and you know, I'd gotten some new games that I wanted to beat, like Detective Pikachu, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga for Superstar Saga. That's kind of a tongue twister. I've beaten that one for the 3DS, not for the Game Boy Advance, but for the 3DS. I'd beaten New Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. 2. You can't really beat Animal Crossing, but I played a lot more of that, I guess. Sort of more recently, actually, only a couple of years ago, I went back and I beat Luigi's Mansion. Hey Pikmin, The Legend of Zelda, The Link Between Worlds? The one on the 3DS. Link Between Worlds, it is that one. WarioWare Gold, all those good games. And I've actually beaten all the 3DS games that I had wanted to. Because I had beaten all the video games that were exclusive to the 3DS, I had beaten as of now. Except kind of one, I don't know. But yeah. The only I still have my 3DS. I'm not gonna throw it away just because I'm done with it. I still have Animal Crossing, which I don't play that much, but you know, I still have it. But for in reality, I still have it for the Nintendo eShop, the virtual console that lets me play older games on there. Currently on the 3DS, I have Mega Man for the Game Boy, Dr. Wily's Revenge, Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, and the 2 Legend of Zelda games that were on the Game Boy Color, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Time. I have those 2 on there currently, which I was playing the 2 Game Boy games, Game Boy game ones took me not too long. In fact, the Mega Man one took me only about 2 hours to beat. Mario Land took me roughly 2 or 3 hours. But that was just because you had to start at the beginning every time you lost more than 2 lives or whatever. and the 2 Legend of Zelda games I have not beaten really, because I don't know, I just kind of stopped after I beat Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, because I started with that one, and I stopped after that, even though I bought the second one. Haven't really played the second one. I gotta get to it though. But yeah, I also have the Wii U, which I've beaten, maybe not all the games that I want that are exclusive to the Wii U, but I've beaten all the games that I want, that I own, that are for the Wii U, including Breath of the Wild, although I have not 100%ed Breath of the Wild, by the way. Absolutely not. And then came along the Switch, but I've actually only got about 2 minutes before I get cut off, so I'll just do a brief history about the Switch that we've had for about almost 2 years now. We got it. We weren't really sure that we want. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to get it, but my parents were kind of like, no, we need this. We need this. First game we got was Mario Tennis. I suggested that because I figured it was a cooperative game, and that way we could play together. And then there was something else. What was it? It was a less cooperative game, I think. I don't remember. Splatoon 2? Was it Splatoon 2? No, I don't think it was. Oh man, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I played a lot of Switch games, actually. The Switch is pretty cool. Even if it is better than the Wii U, I still love the Wii U, even though it's definitely inferior to the Switch. Especially the Joy-Con holding. We've got about, like, a full shelf full of Wii and Wii U games, and like a fourth of a shelf of Switch games maybe at this point. We have a lot of games. If we sold all of them, we'd be like it'd be like $2,000, $5,000, I don't know. I'm actually out of time. So quickly show up how many levels of Pac-Man we got through today. Awesome possum. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, I guess I'll see you later. Bye.